Birmingham Museum, one of the main ways that we get objects to add to our collection is donations from folks just like you. But other times, they can come from construction sites around the city, either from the construction companies themselves or, more often, the city's engineering department. And that is how we got this bottle right here. It may not look like much, but it can tell us a really interesting story. And you might notice that it does have a lot of dirt on it. We have elected to keep that dirt in place, especially with the broken neck here. It is a little bit in fragile condition already, and we don't know if washing it even very gently would further compromise this artifact. Also, it has a little bit of an intact label still on it, and we don't want anything to happen to that label because this label and the bottle's shape tells us that this bottle is a Pepsi Cola bottle, probably from the 1940s or 1950s. And yeah, America's second favorite pop was drunk in Birmingham by somebody walking along Maple Avenue in 1940s or 1950s. And yeah, we will be calling it pop throughout this entire episode. We are in Michigan, by the way, so if you prefer the term soda, there's at least 2 other Birminghams out there that can probably meet your needs. But in Michigan, we say pop. So this bottle was found during the Maple Reconstruction Project just last year, and it was actually found underneath Maple Road right outside the museum. Fun fact, Pepsi was created in 1893 as a medicine. Yes, you heard that right. As a medicine. The creator thought that certain chemicals in the pop helped folks digest their food better. It was even at one time marketed as an all-natural health food. And Coca-Cola was created about a decade earlier for much the same purpose, as a medicine. And until 1903 had actual cocaine in it. The past was a crazy place at times. Just real wild. Anyways, try finding a doctor or even a dentist today who would recommend either Pepsi or Coke as a essential part of a balanced diet. It would be really difficult. By the 1940s, when this bottle may have been sitting on a store shelf, sugar rationing for the war effort in World War II was putting a little bit of a squeeze on the pop wars that were raging between Pepsi and Coke. Pepsi did have an edge though, through a couple of different ways. One was they actually created and marketed one of the first advertising jingles to be associated with a pop. It was called Nickel Nickel to emphasize that Pepsi was only a nickel. So a bottle like this you could get for 5 cents, which seems like a really good deal today. Last time I got a pop in a restaurant, it was like $4. So... And also, they debuted at this time a new logo. So the red, white, and blue logo that we now associate with Pepsi actually debuted around this time, kind of branding Pepsi as the patriotic choice. And another thing that they did was they actually advertised in magazines and newspapers geared towards the African American population, which was something that Coke wasn't doing at that time. So they did have a little bit of an edge during this time period. So was Pepsi more popular amongst Birminghamsters than Coke? Well, we can't say for sure just judging purely by the artifacts in our collection. This is our one and only Pepsi bottle in our collection, and we have one more Pepsi bottle than Coke for this time period, but it is a really interesting story to think about. So, do you prefer Pepsi or Coke? Well, there is one thing that we should agree on. Littering just isn't that great. even if future museum professionals will get really, really excited over your future litter.